Welcome to the Childish Grown-Up Show, where we treat each episode like your movie theater experience. We catch up with one another, play some games, talk previews, and before you know it, it's time for the feature presentation. So sit tight and enjoy this ride of nostalgia on the Childish Grown-Up Show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Childish Grown Up Show, your favorite day of the week to get your nostalgia fix, to get your film fix, to get your fun fix, where we don't take things so seriously. We actually like to have a good time in our podcast and have fun and jam out and rock out, hang out, kick it, the things that we love to do. I am one of the hosts, Maurice Hunt III, aka Mo. I'm here with both the dope co-hosts that help make the show as great as it is, Ash Bash, Mia B, Beezy in the building. Ladies, how y'all feeling?
I'm feeling good. Happy to be here.
Same. Feeling good. Excited to chit chat.
Shit. So we're excited. We're excited to do this episode today, and of course, excited about this pick that Mia has picked. So that makes it even doper. You never know where she's coming from, so she is the pod's wild card, which is a very dope position to have. You know, somebody got to be the wild card. Somebody got to mix things up nicely, and that's what Mia has probably not elected to do, but it just is a part of her swag. It's a part of a part of her riz. It's a part of your riz. You know what I'm saying?
My core, my aura.
Your aura, there it is. That's I was working towards it. I'm trying to, I really sound aged now. But nonetheless, y'all, we thank y'all for being here again for another episode. We are excited to get into it. So before we get into this episode, as we normally do, we like to go through our show's notes and structure and all those good things. So with that being said, I think we got one comment, and this is a day ago from our guy. We always wonder where he is, and he popped up and he actually replied to our TGIF. It's from Public Enemy B. Actually, let me pull it all the way up because it's a little more than can fit in this screenshot. But he replied to our TGIF episode, which was our films that deserve a sequel or prequel. Again, one of our best episodes. Like, my goodness. In that form. So with that being said, he has said, we're off for some reason on the review for The Good Son, so posting here. I don't know, he put in parentheses. He said, Childish Grown Up moment of the week. First one, Netflix homepage got me and convinced me to watch The Land Before Time. And it definitely made me realize the brilliance of this podcast even more. I wonder what you mean by that. Okay. Second, in celebration of the live action remake being canceled and my nostalgia being protected, LOL, I watched one of my favorite Disney movies, Aristocats. That is, Mia, what does Aristocats mean to you? Because that's your vibe right there. That's a musical, right?
I love that movie. That was one of the ones that was in heavy rotation. Mm-hmm. Like, I had most of them on VHS, but that was one of my ones. Like, I love that movie. And it's a deep cut. Like, a lot of people aren't huge, like, Aristocats fan. I don't think it was, like, one of the more popular ones, but have you seen it? Have you guys?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've definitely seen it. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
It's been a while, but I've seen it for sure.
That one really tugs at the nostalgia part.
You know what? I don't know. I think now I know. I think he says the comments. Some reason you can't make a comment on the video. That's what he's alluding to, saying. I guess for that. I don't know why that is, or I didn't check anything specifically, but I'm glad he left his comment here. So that I think that's what he was referring to. And yeah, thank you for talking about the brilliance of our show, man. We really appreciate it. We try to make a brilliant product. We're not just here, just so to speak, shooting the shit. We're trying to actually conduct a show to really entertain those that are tuned in. So, Land Before Time, y'all remember that though.
Yeah.
Childhood trauma.
I know it's. Is it harder to watch that than it was Lion King? Because we did do Lion King. That was our inaugural episode, right? And we talked about that, like, the Simba scene was like, Dad, like that whole thing. Anybody, that we really emphasized that. But there's obviously a scene in Land Before Time that has that same kind of emotion. It's been a while since I've watched it. Maybe y'all as well. Do y'all think?
Yeah, it's been a little while.
You think Land Before Time's are more emotional than The Lion King?
I would have to watch it. It's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really remember. I would have to watch it to see.
I feel like it's more emotional just because the tone of it is more somber. Like it's not upbeat. Like The Lion King has like this upbeat musical feel. The Land Before Time is really about like it's a little bit more like dark and moody and it's a little bit more just sad overall. It doesn't have those moments of levity like The Lion King.
I think you hit it on the nose. I think you hit it on the nose. Because when you say it that way, you're right. There is some peaks and valleys. You got that. I just can't wait to be king. You know what I mean? Like you do get those happy moments too. And Land Before Time, they really did something to us. Like it's crazy. So I think that is all. If I missed Mama C, I don't think she said anything on The Good Son. Oh, I think she did say something about that.
She did.
Let me see where. Let me see. I don't know why the comments. I don't know. I don't know where it is, but I
had another great episode or something.
Yeah. She said this I think she said like this is like one of her favorites, and yeah. So, well, shout out to y'all again. If y'all want to reach out, leave a comment on the YouTube, man. What really will help us is on Apple and Spotify, but Apple, leave a review of our podcast. Leave some positive things to bring some more eyes to this show. If y'all are smiling, if y'all are laughing, if y'all are enjoying yourselves while y'all are at work or on vacation or wherever you are, where you happen to click on our show, share it with a friend. Come kick it with us outside. Throw the bikes in the grass. Reach out to us. The Childish Grownups 3@gmail.com or Instagram, The Childish Grownup Show, no spaces, or leave a comment on YouTube. So, with that being said, Mia B, childish grown-up moment.
I don't have one. I tried to find something. I tried. I just don't have anything. Listen, it's been a week. Mm-hmm. But maybe next week, because my birthday's coming up, I'll have something. But
okay. Fair enough. All right, we'll be anticipating something on that, you know what I mean? And a little update on what the birthday looked like. So, Ash, what about you?
Yeah, I got something very small. I didn't really have nothing crazy. I grabbed a bag of Vintner's hot crunchy curls from the gas station.
The Vintners?
The Vintners, the gut burners.
You put it on the line for real?
Put on the line. Me and bro used to get this chip. We call them gut burners.
I've never heard of these before.
Look it up, Mia. Vintners, Vitners, hot crunchy curls. These are like the ultimate hood gas station chips. Yes. And first of all, this is the most disgusting yet enjoyable chip at the same time. Like it tastes so weird that we kind of started liking it because it was so different.
Yeah.
They look like Flamin' Hot.
Yeah, it's definitely the knockoff.
Do they not taste like Flamin' Hot?
No, not at all.
No.
But we just kept eating these over and over. Like, and every time we get a handful, we be like, burners.
Hey, listen, gut burn. We but still got to keep going. Like insane kids.
We were crazy. I don't even know what made us say gut burners. That is so funny.
It is. I can't believe you copped them.
Because I was like, let me see if they still taste weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never seen these before in my life. I've never seen the brand Vintners before.
Oh, you don't even know about the brand Vintners?
Mm-mm.
I feel like Vintners is like around that time with like Grippos and Munchos. those like lesser known, but if you know
Those
type
start.
chips.
See, Grimbos are popular where I live.
Well, right where you're at, but I guess
I don't think we've had Vintners here.
Yeah, Vintners they used to like, I feel like they was the OG in like the variety pack. You know what I mean? Like now we got, genuine variety packs from like, Lay's and stuff. But like Vintners, like I remember back in the day, they was like the first variety pack. I remember like, with the actual see-through plastic. Now we got a box, but like back then it was a see-through plastic. You could see right through, you know what I mean?
I don't know what else they had other than that chip, but I was telling Mia don't start with the facial expression for you have me cracking up again. Don't start. Don't start.
I can't believe you copped those. What was you good afterwards, or was it like
Oh, I ate half and I gave the rest to Tyler because he liked them too. He was ready to grab them. Okay. He's from Chicago, so he definitely like.
Oh, they're a Chicago thing.
He like, look, what you finna do with those? I'm like,
hey, man, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you never had it, it's to me, it's like if you ever had like Dollar Tree hot Cheetos. If you've ever had those or the hot puffs, they got a off taste a little bit, but they're like still weirdly enjoyable. That's the equivalent I would give it if you're not familiar with the Vintners. Dang, I can't find like the 90s value pack, but I did find
it. If you see it anywhere, just try it because I want to get your opinion. I want you to just grab a bag if you ever see it.
I'm scared, but maybe.
So I don't know if you like this guy that was like the mascot, the little character right there. I threw it in the chat or whatever, but yeah, that character. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's why I always come back. I think about that guy. I was like, oh man,
I have never seen this before.
Dang. See, that's the beauty of like regions, just stuff like that you could be exposed to. But dang, all right, that's all right. I'm mad. I'm low key jelly. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have got to indulge in that experience. You know what I'm saying? Hey, matter of fact, if you can, maybe buy something, bring them this way.
I got you.
Yeah. All right. Well, for me, my childish grown up moment, another one similar to Ash, really small, but it's something that really brought me back nostalgia. So, you when you're on your budget, you're trying to like, all right, look, we're gonna get a couple things, and you're staying dedicated to the couple things because you're trying to be on a strict budget. And so, I'm shopping around, and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to get a jug. All right, now. I got a jug of water, not bottle of water. So I bought this jug of water home, right, and put it in the fridge, let it get cold. And the first thing was like when I had the jug of water in the fridge, they had no bottled water. I was like, well, this was the cheaper route, so this is what I went with. And so, like, bruh, the inconvenience of a jug of water now. Now, and I don't mean like people that's like working out and you got your jug of water with you, like I'm pridefully carrying this around. But I mean like at your crib where, bottled water is like the super convenient. Like, bruh, the way the household has treated this jug of water is so funny to me. And on top of that, as far as the childish part of it is, I went all the way back I remember being a kid and, your parents tell you like pour it in a cup, but don't you drink out the jug. I most definitely drank out the jug as a kid, and I did it again as a grown-up. But I didn't put my mouth on it. You know what I mean? We definitely waterfall it. Even then, still got to have some decency, some class. But I definitely drank out the jug. You know what I'm saying? So that was just one of the nostalgic things I remember as a kid. Like jugs was just the norm. Like little bottles was just not a thing. And now it's like, how those things are normal is now an inconvenience. Now I got to get a cup. Now I got to find a closed container to pour my water in. So it was just a funny thing that I thought about. I said, man, we really are in a different time now because this jugs was so normal back in the day. So that's my
inconvenience of getting a cup is crazy. Right?
It is, but you think about it though. You got a big old jug, got this handle. You got to get it filled to the brim. You got to make sure you don't. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like you go into the room, you normally take a bottle of water to your bed with you. Like now you got to be like, all right, I guess it's my last sip and go to bed. It's serious, bro. It's a crazy time we live in now thinking about it. So, But yeah, so that's our childish grown up moment. Hey, shout out to Public Enemy B for sending in his. Y'all can also send in y'all childish grown up. Get childish with us one time. Kick it, laugh at yourself, laugh at the world, laugh at things that are going on. Have fun with us. That's what we do. So with that being said, Ash, don't give it to us.
Yeah, that was our first childish grown up moment from one of our viewers. So hopefully that will inspire the rest of the Stoop kids to send those childish grown up moments.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what we really greatly appreciate that for real. Participate. Yeah. This is a community, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all are Stoop kids, we all kick it on the stoop, just like in this movie. So, you know.
Exactly. All right. So it's time for the Flash with Ash. Got some trivia for y'all. Got some good shows, some goodies that we all like. So y'all should be 3-0 today. Should be. So first, we're coming in from the Parkers. What was Nikki's dream career while she was attending Santa Monica College? A singer, a lawyer, a fashion designer, or a professor?
Fashion designer.
I'm going to do the trust fall on this one.
That is incorrect.
Really?
A professor.
Really?
She wanted to be a professor. Was it Nikki not Nikki, Kim? Did she want to be a fashion designer? Wasn't it her?
That might track a little more. Oh, she was a singer though, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
With they group. So I mean,
Freestyle Unity, wasn't it?
Freestyle Unity. Was that off the cuff? You just off the dome like that? That's fire. Freestyle Unity, man. Dang.
All right, y'all. The second one is from 101. Fan favorite, okay?
Yes.
What city does Brianna move to in order to live with her dad? Flex. At the start of the series, New York City, Los Angeles, Baltimore, or Chicago?
I feel like I know, but I'm not going to say anything because
it's between Baltimore and Chicago. Is that what you feeling?
I was going to say Baltimore, but
I'm feeling like Baltimore is ringing off in my head. Chicago.
But I don't want
I'm feeling like Flex of Baltimore, something like newscast or something. It's kind of in my head. I'm feeling like it's like ringing, like I can see the news of him doing the Flex thing. I'm going Baltimore. That's what I'm feeling. That's the first thing I thought.
I'm gonna go with Baltimore too.
That's correct. Okay. Like how y'all narrowed that down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. The last one we have today is Sister Sister.
Ooh.
Oh, come on now.
Now y'all know this. I know.
I gotta know this.
Uh-oh.
What was the name of Tia and Tamara's high school? Roosevelt High, Marshall High, Lincoln High, or Jefferson High?
Ooh.
It's either Roosevelt or Jefferson.
I have nothing to offer.
It's Roosevelt. I remember the green and gold cheerleading uniforms.
I'm going with me on. I gotta this is I know last time I made that mistake.
Roosevelt or Jefferson, but I can't.
I don't want to split off because I just ain't sure. I mean, this is the episode
we got one.
Well, you want me to pick the other?
I can't make no promises, bro. I think it's Roosevelt.
You want me to pick the other?
Yeah.
Okay,
no. Yes.
What we doing?
It's getting intense in here.
I'm gonna go with Roosevelt. Final answer.
I'm gonna have to go with her. Like I gotta ride with her on this one. I'm going Roosevelt as well.
That's fine.
I knew it.
They were at Roosevelt High.
Knew
it. See what happens when y'all trust each other? Like,
I feel like I feel like we need something for her though. Like
no.
Like,
we got to get this party started today.
Hold on.
Start coming up with something.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start teaming up like on the side. Like, all right, we're gonna hit Ash with the 3.
Hey, I'm trying to portray my segment, okay?
Hey, now it's your segment, but you got to participate in it. We got to get you in the loop, man.
should I do that, this or that? That's when I come in. You know what I'm saying?
All right, real quick there.
Oh my god.
What was going back to the Parkers? It's probably I was off the cuff. What was Kim's what was Kim's friend's name? The two that she was in the group with. What were their names?
T and
you know this. Come on.
Because I can't remember her name, to be honest.
I remember. Y'all don't remember her name?
Nah, man, I'm so rusty. I'm so rusty, bro.
It's you might know
this.
She's named after a white rock singer, like a famous female rock singer.
That don't help us at all.
Female. He and I got nothing.
I got nothing either. I don't even know.
Dang, I felt like
it might be something. Stevie, you said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nah. But now you say it, it's like of course. But like I would have.
Right. Dang, I was thinking Sarah. I was leaning to
I was in that realm too, like something in that, like
Stevie.
One thing that doesn't count, you all.
No, that's exhibition. Like that's preseason stuff right there. When you know.
And that's it for the Flash with Ash today.
Oh man, hey, shout out to Ash for those, man. Really, really putting on the pressure. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. That's dope. All right, y'all. What y'all came here for, what y'all looking forward to is, of course, getting into another one of y'all favorite films or a film you've never seen before, but now you get an opportunity to enjoy it with us as we reveal in previous episodes. With that being said, me a B, pull back that lever, open up that time machine, and take us back one time for the one time.
Okay, guys. Today we are doing a film that is near and dear to my heart. Mama C's favorite movie of all time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
1994, Crooklyn. A Spike Lee joint. Spike Lee's vibrant semi-autobiographical portrait of a school teacher, her stubborn jazz musician husband, and their 5 kids living in Brooklyn in 1973. And we have a stacked cast headed up by Alfre Woodard as Carolyn Carmichael, aka Jim, Delroy Lindo as Woody, Zelda Harris as Troy, Carlton Williams as Clinton, Sharif Rashid as Wendell, Chris Knowings as Nate, Say Mack Washington as Little Joe, Isaiah Washington as Vic, Frances Foster as Aunt Song, Norman Matlock as Uncle Clem, Patrice Nelson as Viola, Vondi Curtis Hall as Uncle Brown, Joey Lee as Aunt Maxine, David Patrick Kelly as Tony Eyes, Jose Zuniga as Tony Lala, Tiasha Reyes as Minnie, Spike Lee as Snuffy, and Jeremy Derulo as Right Hand Man, with appearances from RuPaul and Bokeem Woodbine. Right, this film was released May 13th, 1994.
Okay. All right. With that being said, let's do a little bit of a rewind. Ash Bash.
Yes. So this was a press play for me. I haven't seen this before. And that is exactly how I feel like Mia described it. Very, a Black family trying to manage and maintain every day in the hood. So yeah, it wasn't bad at all. It was a cool watch. I love the opening, with the kids coming out and just, it was very nostalgic on the introduction to the movie. And it just reminded me when we were all outside doing all type of things to have fun and just being active. So I love how it opened up. But I think Spike Lee did really well with the music in this film.
Oh yeah,
music was slamming. Contrary to Highest to Lowest, like I feel like I don't know what he had going on. But yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that too, because there was one thing that, okay.
Okay. Yeah, G. Obviously, you brought this movie, and this is not your first time. So rewind back to your early experience with this movie, and what was it like this time around?
Okay, so this movie has been like a staple, a fixture in my life for as long as I can remember. Like some of my earliest memories are of watching this film and knowing it like the back of my hand. I don't remember, of course, the first time I saw it because I'm pretty sure I've been watching it since it came out since I was like 4. Um, but there it's a movie that I've watched many, 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 many times over the years, and it's a it's like a rite of passage in my mom's family. Like me, my older sister, my cousins, my niece. My mom just watched it with my daughter and my other little niece this weekend. It's like something you get introduced to really early, and it just is one of the most like it's one of the most authentic depictions I've ever seen of the 70s. Like, obviously, none of us were alive during the 70s, but I actually have some notes from Mama C that I told her to text me about the movie because it's it's always been one of those, like it's like our little family film. And every time I watch it, I have the same feeling. Like there's never been a moment when I watched this movie and I felt differently about it. I feel like it's nostalgia, but it's also like a comfort, like a warm hug because there's something so authentic about the family, the chemistry between the kids. It feels like you're being dropped in somebody's life and you're just watching it. It doesn't necessarily feel like a story of somebody that like it's just a very real film. And you can tell that Spike Lee pulled so much from his real life for this film, which he did. Like it's almost like his story, like the story of his mother and father. But um yeah, I love this movie so much. Like I could go on and I have so much more to say about it, but it's been the same watch for me since day one.
Is this one of those movies where you're like, you can't find nothing to watch? I'm just throwing Crooklyn. Is it that type of movie?
It can be,
Okay.
yeah. It's not like my go-to comfort movie. I think I have to be in the mood because, but which I've watched it so many times. It's something I can throw on and not even have to look at because I know every frame of this film, every line, like so well.
Okay. All right. Similar to Ash, this was a press play for me. Remember hearing this title floating around as a kid, but never actually seen this. Nothing looked familiar. So the experience with it was, again, the opening was very nostalgic. It was so respected in the sense of like what outside means. Like the kids today say I was outside in this, which I don't really know the foundation of that. And you see this movie taking place in the 70s and seeing what outside looks like. Like outside is a place to go to us that grew up pre-internet. It's a place to go. Where's outside? It's everywhere, but it's outside. You know what I mean? And so the opening gives you that. Throughout the movie, I mean, it still was an enjoyable watch, so it wasn't a problem as far as this is a hard watch. Nothing of that nature at all for me. And it is, as Mia said, it's very authentic. There are some things that did make it a little challenging at moments, but enjoyable movie. Like I mean, it was an enjoyable movie. Is it something that I would go back to? I probably wouldn't go back to because the message wasn't driven. So you really don't know what did you want us to take from it exactly. But there are some moments in here that are really well executed. So enjoyable movie. For my first watch. With that being said, Mia, you want to get into Mama C as our overall discussion? You want to get into Mama C's notes? We can bounce off of that before we get into our thing, or does it take place with scenes?
No. I just asked her, I said, what's something that you would want me to say or like about, why this is your favorite movie and your experience with it. And she said, Crooklyn is her all-time favorite movie. It takes her back to, she said, I'll read it in her voice. It takes me back to my childhood when we used to have chores and getting in trouble for not doing them before going outside. I used to go to Mississippi for the summers, hanging out on the front of the apartment building with my friends, playing in the street, even kissing on the boys in the back hallway of the raggedy building, walking to the store with my friend who was trying to hide her food stamps and she dropped them, but I didn't know what they were because I thought it was just some paper. So when we got to the store, she didn't have them and she got in trouble for losing them. And she says she's so happy for her children and grandchildren have love for the movie, and the Spike did his thing with it. And I think that's the thing. I don't necessarily think it's meant to have a message. I think it's just a film about family, just is supposed to show a true depiction of what that was like back then.
Mm-hmm. I think, and you're probably right. I mean, we're used to the Spike Lee joints. They're most of his films, especially around this era, 80s, 90s, is there's always a central message. Wake up. That's the thing in his formula. And this movie is obviously a little bit more closer to home because of it being loosely based on his sister, him, their household. But that's why I would kind of have the challenge in like the replay value is it feels like this is like you watch it and you enjoy it, but it's like, what would make me come back to it? If like for you it's different because it's a staple in the household, so there's significance in how it was presented from the gate, with it being your mother's favorite film, and then it keeps coming back into cycle. Because I mean, tons of movies could be like that. Like we could talk You Got Served, like for our house, like it's a terrible movie. It's a terrible movie, but because I was, presented at the time, it will always find its way every so many years in rotation. So, I think that's probably, this is such a personal film that I think that's probably a driving force is the, how it was presented and the nostalgia and how it's regarded from the onslaught. With that being said, first thing I want to bring up as far as overall discussion, we've watched Spike Lee films. Have all of us watched at least 5 Spike Lee films?
I think I've seen all but maybe 1 or 2.
Okay.
I don't know. Jungle Fever. I'm trying to pull some up. Do you have some ready already, bro? Or?
School Days, Mo Better Blues, Malcolm X, She's Gotta Have It, Do the Right Thing, Summer of Sam.
Okay, yeah, I've seen 5.
Yeah, He Got Game, School Days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just so I just want to get a gist of it. Okay. So with that being said, that's the reason I don't know why 5 was the number, but can we talk about Spike Lee's style of writing and directing? Because I kind of want to. There was a little bit of thing I wanted to bring here because something I've noticed, and we can kind of bounce around with however you want to do it, but like how he uses like kind of he used certain extremes. It's not that it's fictional, but he does use certain extremes to convey his point in his art. Um, Ash.
Like what?
All right. So, for example, Jungle Fever. He never stops to create these talking points. You got the black women, some black women, biracial black women. They're having discussions heavy. Then you got the homeboys in the hood. They're talking about it, and all that. Then you got on the Italian side, it's like, and then people are racist, or they have such a strong disagreement. It's at a hierarchy of extremity when it comes to people's opinions. Which I get it because he's covering all ground. So it's like you only got so much time in the film to do that. So I feel like he's taking that approach. But yeah, that's one example. He Got Game. You can look at when the mixed dude takes Jesus Shuttlesworth around the hood, and he's doing the whole thing like, man, look at this right here. They on drugs, and he's doing the whole thing, and it is real, but it has this kind of extreme, like, message type of vibe to it. So I just kind of wanted to talk about, like, how do y'all feel about that? And I'll throw it in Mia's, since Mia's probably seen the most Spike Lee films. How do you feel about that approach with how he does his joints?
So this is crazy because I've been talking to a few people over the past couple of days about Spike Lee and his style with someone else told me that they couldn't get through Highest to Lowest. Like, they trying to watch it on Apple. Like, I just couldn't do it. And he told me he doesn't really like Spike Lee movies. Like, loves Spike Lee, but doesn't really like his films. Like, see a lot of them, no real desire to, like, go back to them. And I think that the thing about Spike Lee, a lot of his stuff, he can be kind of an acquired taste. Spike Lee is an acquired taste. He's not for everybody. Even though a lot of his films could be considered Black classics, and he has some that are, like, super revered and in the Black community and just the film community in general. Like, his messaging, his art form, the way that he's very exaggerated in a lot of his storytelling. Mm-hmm. I think Crooklyn is maybe one of the most understated when it comes to that, in comparison to some of his other films, because he was, it was exaggerated in some parts because it's being told from the perspective of kids and how Troy viewed her world. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it doesn't have some of the extremes, like School Days, for example, the real extremes between, like, the fraternities and sororities and the dark-skinned girls versus the light-skinned girls. And he has, like, real clear-cut examples of stereotypes or different groupings, because he wants you to see, without anything being left up to interpretation, exactly what he's trying to say. Right. And he does it with a lot of different things, like his dolly shots, the music that he chooses, the way the dialogue happens, just like in Highest to Lowest, with them, like, kind of rapping at each other. And it's like, everybody doesn't like that. For me, I like it because I just feel like I understand his perspective, like, him as a filmmaker. And I'm more of a person who, I don't necessarily like all of my films to be literal. Sometimes I feel like a lot of filmmakers will spoon feed you. And I don't think that the point always has to be so idealistic. Sometimes I think there's room for artistic expression. And I feel like his particular form of artistic expression is exaggeration. And I can dig it sometimes. Like, I like it. Not in every case, but in some cases I think it's cool because it's just his style of film. Just like Quentin Tarantino.
Exactly. Exactly.
But people like it or hate it, and I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. So I like it, but I can get where other people would be like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's too much. Mm-hmm. Just tell the story.
Yeah, I think I think he really nailed it. Because even in the extremity that he uses, like, again, like a movie I had watched recently, Jungle Fever, those discussions, it was extreme, but he is writing from a sense that like, yeah, y'all want me to present it in the way that people present it to the world versus those how people really think conversations. Like this is how racist people really are, or this is how mad people really get, or this is how dark it really is, or how hood it really is, or how drugs really do. So there's a place for it. The challenge of it is I don't know how much I don't know how doing that works really well, but I don't know how well it ages. And not that you need to be concerned about how your film will age, because sometimes you're making a film for the times. So, it is what it is. But I don't know how well that ages in every film. But I mean, he's not the only person. This ain't a coming at Spike Lee thing, because like you said, Quentin Tarantino or what's my guy that does the mafia movies?
Martin Scorsese.
We love Jordan Peele, and we love Ryan Coogler, but who's to say like years down the road people be like, oh, this is not, who knows, So I just wanted to bring that up. The next thing I want to kind of bring up, and I'll throw it in your court first, Ash. What do you think? What do we all think about Wood and Carolyn's marriage?
I think it was real. It was raw. And I mean, they had 5 kids. So once you add the kids into it, there leaves little room for the husband and wife, because you're so focused on the day to day and taking care of the kids, making sure they're not killing each other. But I have quite a few, like most of my notes are really tailored around them two. Like I have 2 scenes that really stood out to me when it came to Woody and Carolyn. So I do think some of those were the most powerful scenes, was with the dynamic between them, that I do have once we get into that. So yeah, I think it was flawed, as any relationship is. A lot of passing each other and, with communication and things like that. So I definitely have some notes.
Okay. Mia.
Yeah. Just like Ash said, I think it was real. It was raw. It shows that, again, from the perspective of like you don't know what your parents are going through, like in their relationship, but they're making it happen. Like he didn't feel supported. She felt like she was very supportive, and I have to agree that she was. It's just, it just real problems that face real couples. It was complicated. I do feel like Woody was a little immature in his approach, and I felt for Carolyn, because it's like, damn, man, like you can make your music, but we got to pay these bills. We got kids to feed, and I'm doing it all out here. Like, support me. And I do think he was a little selfish, but again, that's life. That's human nature. That's what people go through. I do, you know, I thought he left and came back. That it happened. That is life, especially in those times with, the kids, and her having to be the strong Black woman, the strong Black mom. That was, you know, I don't judge, because I just see so much nuance there. But I mean, what can you say? I think that you can tell, again, it's pulled from life, real situation.
Yeah, no, it is. It's real and it is authentic. Yeah, I think that I don't know if they wanted us to like Wood, pause, but Woody still pause.
Super.
However, it's like, bro, you're okay with shooting the club up 5 times, but you won't do anything else but like play on them keys. Like it speaks to the 70s too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a cultural thing. I'm the man, and you get a lot of leeway. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, you get a lot of leeway in the 70s. Like, Mama Z could definitely elaborate on that, I'm sure. But like, you get a lot of leeway to be able to still get, oh, come on, baby, come on now, baby. Baby, we're gonna work it out. Come on, baby. Don't even worry about that jive turkey ain't, come on, baby. They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna cut our power out, baby. Why mom working it out? It's gonna all work out.
My mama wasn't living like that because my granddaddy.
Nah. But she probably knew people that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
She definitely probably knew somebody that's like, what?
1,000%, yes.
So yeah, I got some things to say about Carolyn because my heart really went out to her in this film, and it definitely ties into like what was the message I got from it. Are these kids bad, or is this just the culture at that time?
They're bad as hell.
All right.
Very bad.
All right.
It was bad as hell.
Goodness gracious. All right. See if anything else in these opening discussion notes worth discussing. I just got a little note just saying like stuff like this where you see these things happening. These things this is precisely why we even grew up in the 90s where you hear your parents say don't be telling people about our business. This movie is the definition of don't be telling people about our business. Like, the anxiety induced chaotic experience in a household that happened to be black. This is exactly why. I was going to ask a question about how y'all feel it make black people look, but again, since it's such a personal film for Spike, it's not worth asking because it really wasn't built around that. So I'm not going to even ask that. So with that being said, let's get into the actual film itself, to get into the moments, to get into some scenes, some character analysis, wherever y'all want to go. Ash, with that being said, where you want to start? It can start anywhere. You don't got to be in chronological order. You can just start wherever you want to start.
I just kind of start at the beginning, really, as far as, and then get into it deeper. But Mama Bear, Carolyn, she didn't play no games. Like, I wasn't expecting to walk into meeting her in that way. Like, I mean, it started off cool. She said she wanted the kitchen to be clean when she got home. And when that kitchen was still dirty, she went in there and woke all them kids up, smacking and pulling and tugging, lining them up. Like, she was not playing. And it's like, I was just so intrigued. I'm like, dang, I'm gentle parenting over here. She is not playing no games with 4 boys. So it definitely made me kind of look in the mirror, like, hey, I'm a little too soft on my boy. Like, you need to,
all right.
I ain't saying to get to her,
yeah,
but like, still, I could definitely kind of raise the meter a little bit because he is going to be a man one day. And it's like, I got to make sure that she was not playing.
Nah, not at all.
Alfrey, my girl, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always love to see her on screen. She does amazing work. And
she does.
She did her thing in this. So yeah, that stood out to me right away.
You want to get anything you want to elaborate on that, Mia, about that whole joint?
Carolyn is one of my favorite film characters of all time. Like, I think, this is set in a different time, of course. And even if it was set in the 90s, there wasn't no gentle parenting going on back there neither. Mm-hmm. But again, I think what intrigues me so much, she grounded the film so much in reality because she is so much of a every woman. Like, you can really look at her and say, oh yeah, she really is raising 5 kids. She's a teacher. She's tired. And she means, like, she's standing on business. She means what she's saying. But there was also so much nurturing and so much love there in those quiet moments with her and Troy, the moments when she would wake up and it would just be her, hey, Ladybug. And you see like a quiet strength in her that holds her family up in a way. She's the nucleus that keeps everything going. And I can't say enough about like just the chemistry of the whole family. It felt so real the way the kids interacted with each other and the parents and how she interacted with the kids. It's just like, first of all, the acting. Alfre Woodard was phenomenal in this role because it was just believable. Everything
Yeah.
about it was believable.
Well, you kind of opened a can of worms, so I feel like we can just spend some time with Carolyn. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that it fits better. So with that being said, the challenge for me is, and I'm not gonna try to be long winded because I know we be trying to, but the challenge for me is definitely with the Woody character tying it into Carolyn, because it's a thing for me as a man where I just can't see my woman doing all that, and I'm just over here like so chill about it. It's like you're really doing the bare minimum. Like the fact when I don't know, when he left and came back and they were supposed to take the road trip at that point, and then you get the bad news about the bill or whatever. But like he was in agreement with her discipline, and she was like kind of like wide eyed, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, bro, this is like real bare minimum. Like you see, a father understands his authority. You know what I mean? Like he understands. Like mama gonna be the one that's gonna be, see, the mothers is gonna be detail oriented. Mothers don't miss nothing. Y'all, that's shout out to y'all. Like y'all don't miss nothing. We definitely will miss. We miss stuff all the time. That's just how we are, unfortunately. However, understanding that, hey, listen, when my number is called and it's like, hey, I need you to go in there, go talk to your son. Or, hey, I need you to go in there, go talk to your daughter. That's where we understand our authority. And we come in as the special weapon, maybe get the tone up a little bit to get the execution that mom has been looking for. It's just such a challenge for me to see how much she carried, and she still was also a career woman. You know what I mean? And also like not just a career woman, but like she's managing the bills and doing her daughter's hair, probably doing her own hair, braiding them joints, putting the beads on. This is the 70s. And, Carolyn, she was just a character my heart just went out for, because I felt her like nothing. I never for 1 second felt like, oh, she tripping. She doing too much. Not one time in this film, and it's not because of how I was raised. I just never felt. I felt everything where she was coming from. You know what I mean? And I don't know how much of an homage Spike was trying to get across, or his sister was trying to get across in their collaboration of this film. But it's like I never felt 1 second that she was doing too much. I actually was really mad about like how Woody had came in at one point and like they all falling down the stairs and she hurt her ankle. I was really upset about it. I was just like, bro, she's the only person in the house and none of y'all getting this, these little boys and all this. And like I ain't gonna lie, I was like, bro, Woody, you a sucker, man. Like that's how I felt. I'm like, you a sucker to me, bro. You ain't talented. You're lost. You're lost with times. You still on that get down, touch your toes like your father used to type shit. Like I really didn't like it. I was like, bro, you're still talking about, oh no, bro, they real that you're not Bach, you're not Beethoven. They want that rock and roll, man. Like, come on, bro. They want that James Brown. What is you on, bro? You ain't got to get down. So anyway, let me not be too long with it, but like I felt for Carolyn. You know what I'm saying? I really felt for her. So we can spend some time on her a little bit more. Anything else y'all want to speak to as far as Carolyn throughout this movie? I mean, obviously we get a tragedy, but is anything else y'all want to talk to in regards to just her character and how she moves through this film?
Yeah, I mean, you put it so beautifully. I mean, you're such a good guy, my brother, but
take it easy.
It was really getting hot over here. Like,
nah, for real though,
you can't even fathom being that type of man. That's kudos to who you are. But yeah, I felt the exact same way. Like, I'm like, Woody, bro, you trying to play the keys, and Carolyn was standing on business. Like, you didn't write write down your expenses. Like, he was taking it everywhere else. Don't forget, I used to contribute to this family too. And I don't know what happened, you know, with his career where he, you know, I guess it just,
he just didn't want to play popular music anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, then you just pretty much, well, you just ain't gonna get no other job to help out. You know what I mean? While she's teaching, and then you got summer school. Like, it's so much on her plate. The 5 kids, cooking dinner, got the black eyed peas on the table, damn near every night. You know what I'm saying? Like,
struggle meals. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a lot, and definitely resonated with her because, you know, I only got one, but still, just knowing what it feels like to do it all. You know what I mean? When it's all on you. And this is like pre, you know. Pre my hubby, but you know, still.
Yeah, still, but yeah, that was part of the experience, you know.
Absolutely, it doesn't get erased because you know things have changed. So definitely, really related to her, and I mean, I have that car scene, that conversation with them too. But I'll let Mia
on a road trip.
Yeah, I got that car scene too, with them too. But Mia, did you wanna say anything on?
No, listen, I want to hear what you have to say. I've seen this movie a trillion times and I can talk about it front and back. So I would love to hear what you had to say about it and then I can like chime in. But yeah.
Well, before you get into that, like that, because I'm with you on that as far as too. But like just the argument they having where he, you know, wherever he was playing music and her talking about the checks and he was like, oh, I forgot. And she's like, bro, it's like the 7th time this month. It's like just your nonchalantness. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just like it really speaks volumes to the 70s because it's like you just letting this dude like really shoot the club up and he's just really not a good fit. And now y'all are here now.
But
I feel like go ahead.
He was playing popular music. Like they probably met young, you know, she's a teacher. And if it is an indication, like if it's truly, you know, autobiographical, the way that it, you know, semi-autobiographical, she's a teacher of, you know, the arts. So she, you know, they probably related on a lot of things like music. And he's playing popular music and he's making money. And then after they have 5 kids, now in your midlife, you want to follow your passions and you want to play your music that you've composed. But now we got responsibility. It was different when we didn't have all these kids, but now you're faltering on these responsibilities. And then to even just to get into that scene, Mo, specifically, because I think that's like that scene is so it was as many times as I've seen it, I do as an adult feel as much as I'm endeared to Woody's character because I've been watching it for so long. And I do think that he was a good father in the emotional support sense.
Okay. All right. That's a good way to put it.
But I don't think that he supported Carolyn even when it came to being a united front with the kids, because the way Clinton didn't want to turn off that TV, even though she said, you know, you don't watch TV on a school night. You want to watch the Knicks. I'm telling you, turn the TV off. And he comes in trying to like he wasn't a reinforcer. It's like she had to be a disciplinarian. She had to be the provider. Like she was standing on business. He should have came up there and backed her up. Yeah, turn the TV off. You heard what your mama said. No TV on school night. And he's like, just let them watch the game. No. And so that's why now we have all this chaos. And now you got to call your brother, tell him come get your shit.
Yeah, you just want peace to play the piano, bro. Like to make a buck $2.98. Like, bro, come on, like what is like, bro? This is what makes it so crazy. Like, even if you're taking this approach, like you're passionate, you're gonna figure out, you're gonna crack the code. You have your wife who is working and managing things, just telling you to bring in a little money from time to time, back me with the kids from time to time. It's like, bro, then this is an opportunity, but you talking, I'll just let them just because you want your peace or whatever. It's again, it's just one of those things. It's like, how did you? I mean, it's the 70s, so that's you know, it wasn't a lot to do. So people's getting busy, not wearing condoms or whatever. But it's just like you let this dude really do this 5 times. It's just like I don't understand. Like this dude don't got it in him for real. And then it's like you threw this dude out. He came back with with a bag of Chico sticks and peanut butter, zebra candy. And you let this dude back in on some like, oh, he picked the flower from like, and then he said, oh hey, yeah, do what your mama said. I'm dropping these panties tonight. Like, come on, bro. Like this dude was a bum. Like, let's keep it a bean. He was a bum. I'm sorry. He's a bum. Yes, he was emotionally connected with his daughter, and I get that, but like he was a bum. Like, I'm sorry, you were a bum. You're trying to hold on, trying to do this, and then she worked her fingers to the bone. Shout out to Jaheim until her life was gone, and you're like, you know what I mean? Now you got to step up and handle your responsibility. You ain't playing the keys now, is you? You know what I mean? Now you ain't playing piano. Nah, ain't so fun now. No, sir. Zero fun, sir. Like now you're not doing all that. So for me, it's just like, bro, I just didn't feel dude at all. Like I like what Delroy did as far as the role. And there was some sentiments as far as I did connect and I did like. But overall, when you look at the overall picture of it, it's just like, bro, you's a bum for real. Like y'all in the 70s, y'all struggling. You ain't paying the bills. And not only that, y'all done took other people's rent to cover what needs to be covered, and now you telling them like, oh well, no, you can't. Well, we got to take care of this first. It's like, bro, other people's, stuff is at stake. So I don't know. I just anyway, I kind of got on a little tangent, but continue whatever y'all was saying. My bad.
No, that's great. Smoke today. No, but I'm glad Mia brought that up as far as being a unit when going into the boys' room, because you didn't back up. That made me so mad too. It's like, here we go, another movie where the mom is the disciplinarian. It's like we always get these movies where the dad is like cool parent and everybody knows dad's gonna let it slide. We're not letting it slide, Woody. It's just like, ask yourself, why is there no school? I mean, how are their grades? Like clearly her saying no TV on school nights. Does that mean their grades are better? Like, are you even involved on that side of things? It just made me open up a whole nother thing of like, don't come in here trying to wreak havoc if you don't even know what's really going on. You know what I mean? Are you in them books like she is? And like, bro, stop it. So I'm just glad Mia had brought that up. But because I did have that in my notes.
Woody was a good lover. Like that's keeping it a bean. That's what it was. He was a good lover in the 70s. He was a good lover in the 70s, and he's a musician. He knows some things, and that'll get you far in the 70s. You know what I mean? And this era we in now, they ain't gonna get, hey, bro. But back then, that was everything. Like he was like, oh, good lover, oh baby, oh baby, let me take care of you. Like, oh, okay, cool. Let me make you breakfast in the morning. That's what it was back then. But now it's like, nah.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I reach it, but whatever. Like I'm here to entertain.
Sidebar though, that salt on the tomato though.
Oh.
Hey, me and mom used to do that all the time. That took me back.
Do that. Like Auntie Woodard. Like when we used to walk and get the fresh tomatoes from the market.
Salt and tomato, man. Classic. But to get into that car scene, unless there was anything else before
I just wanted to mention like how that dynamic plays out and how it came full circle in that first moment, because Clinton talk about, I'd rather have a father than a mother any day. And she's like, yeah, take your father and see how y'all hungry asses eat. Because you don't realize how much your mom does. Like kids don't realize. I'm not gonna say like, of course, eventually we all realize, but kids don't realize what your mom has to go through. Like, yeah, dad is fun and he's more lenient, but you don't even know the lengths that your mother has to go to keep this ship running, and he's not helping. And that be the problem. Dad is making, like, you get to be fun because you make me have to be the bad guy. And that is just, yeah.
It burns my soul.
Yeah.
It burns my soul every time I see it. As much as y'all see, like, when the mom has to take on so much in films, it burns my soul when the dad is just super lax. It's like completely, it's like, nah, bruh. Like, What? And I think that kid with the glass, is that supposed to be Spike?
So he's the oldest and he has 5 younger siblings, and there were only 5 siblings in this film. So I don't know if Clinton was supposed to be him or if he just didn't depict himself and just did his younger sibling.
Yeah, because let's keep it a bean. This is 70s. You talking about you ain't turning the TV off. I'm throwing your ass outside.
It could be him though, because he is a huge Knicks fan.
Yeah, so. He is. Like I'm throwing your ass outside. And guess what? They don't care. They don't care about black kids. So don't think you better hit me with no hit me with the corporate, the CPS or whatever. Like, it ain't gonna work. This is 70s, bro. I'm throwing you out, and I want to come. All right, then I get some act right. You know what I mean? Like, you've been thrown outside, sitting on the stoop, waiting on the cool brother to come through, see if he'll let you in. Like, come on, stop playing with me, bro.
Clinton got on my nerves so bad, but we don't even look.
Goodness gracious.
Let's go ahead and talk about the car scene. If we could come back to Clinton.
Oh, he got on mine. I didn't even know his name. I just put the kid with the glasses. Boy, I got smoke for him at the end. I got smoke. But yeah, so the car scene was what I was alluding to when I said, like, they're not hearing each other in that moment. I'll shoot Woody just a tiny bit of bail in this scene, just when it comes to, like, how your partner feels supported. You know what I mean? Like, how we may think we're supporting and they're not receiving it that way. So I just was like, pretty much they're drowning in the bills and she's dealing with the day-to-day with the kids, and he's talking about he doesn't feel supported. So at this point, she's like, dude, get any type of job to just help add to the income so we can keep things. She's drowning like a teacher. We know how it is in our 2025 with the teachers. They're underpaid. So imagine back then, you know what I mean, what she could have been making. So, like, any type of income. And I understand that was his passion. And so he wants to feed into his passion. But dude, we got 5 kids. We have 5 kids. The passion is cool, but we got to pay these bills. We need food on the table. Kids might need clothes. They're growing out of them. Anything like that should be your primary focus, and your passion should be second. Now, if if you're blessed enough to make your passion your career, so be it. But until you get to that point, you need to get a job, and so you can help. But I think in that moment, the bell that I'm shooting for him was just like, maybe support to him was like her kind of hyping him up, or like, being excited for it just as he is. So maybe in that moment, like, that's the kind of support that he was looking for. But to her, it's like, paying everything and doing all the daily work. How are you not getting support? So I just think in that moment, again, we know Carolyn is the GOAT, and I'm not undermining anything, but I'm just saying in that moment, the way that he needed support, I'm feeling like was just he wanted her to kind of be a little more invested in the music with him. But again, we got 5 kids. And so once I say we got 5 kids, I don't care what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's delusional. You're delusional. Talking about,
I gotta agree with Mo. And that's crazy, because we be on here boxing.
He's still acting like they're dating. Like, you're still acting like this. We're 5 kids later, and none of them are toddlers or babies. Like, we're 5 kids later. You talk about it'd be nice from time to time. Like, what are you talking about? Like, the fact that I ain't threw you out is support. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that I'm still cooking these black eyed peas is support, bro. Like, dude, is nuts.
I agree 100%. 100%.
We gotta get from the neighbor's girlfriend.
Gotta get the Monopoly bills, the colored joints.
Like, I am working. You can't even cook. I'm working, cooking, helping the kids with their homework, grading papers because I'm a teacher.
Bro, helping kids with homework and then grading papers is
cooking breakfast, dinner, making sure I'm coming to your gigs with you in the middle of the night. Also, that you don't have to play, so that you can do what you want to do. But you want me to give you a pat on the back and say, oh, good job. No.
Talking about, I got an opportunity out here to go and do, man. If you don't get your...
No, because the time for that is past. She probably supported him when he first said, you know what, I don't want to play this rock and roll anymore. I want to do my music. She probably said, okay, go for it. But then once they cutting the lights off, now I gotta tell you the truth. I gotta give you the real. I can't be your blind support anymore.
Yeah, you a bum. Like you're going out here with the candles. And you're like trying to make the best of it, and which was cool because sometimes in struggle moments you can make great family moments. So don't get it twisted.
Absolutely.
But I can never subscribe to your woman taking on everything. I can never subscribe. I'm the man, bro. I'm the king of the castle. I don't understand that. Sometimes she will take on more at moments, and I will take on more at moments. But it cannot be this total time of all these kids. She has carried everything, bro. And then you coming back and you arguing, talking about let them just watch the show, or hey, let them just go ahead. Like, I don't know. That part I just could never get around. And then you try to shortcut it like down the road, like, all right, well, I'm gonna take the boys. Hey, let them stay with family down at what was that, Virginia or
Virginia, where he's from Virginia. And it was really they was only taking one son. Nate went to stay with his cousin and Troy stayed with the cousin, but the older boys and the baby boy all went back home with them.
So y'all want to get into that part of it as far as the Troy being with the cousin and that experience?
Yeah, we could talk about Troy going down south to be with Aunt Song and cousin Viola, Uncle Clem. So this part was one of the parts that, of course, Mama C loves the most because it reminds her of her childhood. Because a lot of her family is from Mississippi, and she would go down there to the country during the summers and play with the cousins. And I think it was just so. This is another Spike thing. Spike changing the aspect ratio of the film when they get down there to show the difference in perspective, how it looked. It was so foreign to them, so it like changed the aspect ratio. Of course, he changed it back, but I think everyone I know who's seen this film, and anytime I've watched a reaction to it or a review, people think like they're like, I thought something was wrong with my screen, but it would he did that on purpose, changing the aspect ratio to show the foreign difference in just like how life was in Brooklyn and how life was in the country. But Song is probably she's the character that I love to hate. Like I don't hate Aunt Song, but she was out of order in so many different ways. Like she was so out of order. And you see the difference also in parenting because they were so old and they only had that one young daughter who was adopted. And
that wasn't the uncle's daughter either?
no, she was adopted.
All this time. So
but she just didn't rock with Aunt Song. So she never really said anything about Uncle Clem as far as like not being her real father. She just always made it clear
she was cool with him,
that Song wasn't her real mother because she ain't like her. And she knew other people ain't like her either.
Wow, I did not pick that up. I always thought that, but I thought watching it, that was her real father, but he had moved on and got married. So I did not pick up the whole full adoption thing. That makes sense why they were so old.
Yeah, she was there. Yeah, they adopted her. But that was another nostalgic part of the movie for me, just because like playing hand games as a little girl, playing jump rope and riding on my cousin's bike, like the front handlebars of her bike, and spending time in the suburbs when you're from the city just for the summer. I don't know. I've seen the movie a trillion times. We know I love it. So I love that part, of course. And the Queenie scene goes triple platinum.
Oh man.
I can't tell you how many times with Queen.
Listen, that's the dog, right? You talk about a scene that's not supposed to be as funny as it is.
Oh my God.
Bruh,
Tears.
Like she was already over them kids and all that and everything, and she was like, "I'm trying to find my dog." To find the dog in your like foldable couch turn bed, and it pops out like that, bro. And like the way she was crying, bro, I was like, I don't think this is supposed to be. I was crying laughing, bro. I rewinded this 3 times. I could not believe how funny this was. Like, bruh, like I'm sorry, like all due respect, but like, bruh,
Oh, take me right now.
like the it reminds me of Arsenio Hall in Harlem Nights. Like when he was like, "That's my brother." Oh, you killed my brother. Oh, like he kept going on and on with it. Like, bruh, that had me crying laughing. This is by far some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen, and it shouldn't be this funny because it's not meant to be. But bruh, the funeral and everything, like, oh my gosh, that was so freaking funny, bro.
It's raining. That means my baby is in heaven.
Oh man. Yeah, because it's this weird thing that it's a little bit of a get back. I wonder if anybody. I wonder if there's a theory behind that.
There is.
Oh yeah, what's the theory?
That they put the dog in the couch, but there's nothing that says that they did but the one little twin who was smirking when Queenie popped out and we saw our song Fall It Apart. We used to say that little girl put the dog in the couch and folded him up in there, but that's just a theory.
Somebody
I definitely think they did it.
They definitely did it, bro.
They were very the violence on the pet was crazy. I was like, boy, that's kind of rough.
That is rough. It really reminded me for people that watch Sopranos when Christopher sat on Cosette. Like that is, he was high out of his mind. He sat on Cosette, and then when his fiance came in and realized she was looking for a dog, and then didn't realize like the dog was under his nasty drug ass, and you know it was like, oh, he was trying to find warmth under there. Like it's y'all go listen to Good Earnest. Yeah, I want to hear like our reaction to it, but it was hilarious. Not supposed to be for obviously animal lovers and stuff like that, but like just funny is funny, like you know. So,
bro, drug ass is crazy.
Yeah, it was drug ass. Like he was dirty. He was like we talked about it at length. Like me and Spike was cooking Christopher Moltisanti. Like, bro, like them dirty ass boxers, like drug ass was crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's
for real.
bonkers.
Like really a drug ass. Like them boxers was really dingy.
Ew.
Yeah, it was disgusting. That's why we was like, man, what a way to go. Oh man, our good Ernest days. All right, so where else y'all want to go? I don't have a ton left, so.
Yeah, me neither.
I think we could get into Carolyn, like, you know, Troy wanting to go home and getting home and finding out that Carolyn is sick.
I did have a question. Why were they writing letters versus like she didn't just call her when she was out there, like with her aunt?
I think it's just she wanted to send her a gift for her birthday, so she just wrote her when she was sending her birthday.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, like, why don't they just call each other? Unless they, she didn't get to use the phone or something. I'm like, what's going on with the letter?
She enclosed it in her birthday gift, like a birthday letter.
Yeah, I really got issue with like how the time frame transition happened with all that. I just didn't like how they just kind of let it really marinate. It's like, bro, come get me. Like, what are we? I guess maybe the summer is still lingering, so that's probably why they let it marinate. I get it. We've done that with our cousins where we stay with them for a duration of the summer and vice versa. So, but it was kind of a little like, but
about the time frame, like what was it about it that
it was just like when you knew you were starting to get really sick. I feel like you kind of robbed Troy. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. I was just like, you kind of robbed Troy. Not to say, when you start coughing and whatever, you got sick, you feel like, let me bring my child home because this could be the end. Of course, any human experience, you don't feel like, this is gonna be it. But however, when it progressed, she should have got home way sooner than you literally got 2 words left and you out of here. Like it should have been much sooner. They didn't
know though what was wrong with her. And she's 10, so they don't want to worry her,
But you got all of the boys there. She wasn't the youngest, was she? She wasn't the youngest though.
Second the youngest, I think.
Yeah, so and she probably the most mature. It's like, why did y'all like? I don't know. I'm just big into like
been there for a little while before they actually found out that it was cancer. I think they just thought she was like they didn't know what it was, so they didn't have any reason to believe that she was like gonna die. They thought she was just sick. They didn't think she was dying until they found out it was cancer. By that point, she had been home for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that throw me like, because we didn't have any indication of it. Like I was just like, what? She comes back and then she in the hospital. I just wish it would have. I mean, I guess we were focusing on Troy's journey but I'm just like, it kind of was just like we come back and it's downhill.
Yeah. Why is this called Crooklyn? Who's the crook?
That's what they call Brooklyn. That's like a nickname for Brooklyn.
Oh. Crooklyn. Okay. Fair enough.
People from Brooklyn.
It's like Cashville instead of Nashville.
Or, the Natty.
Indianapolis.
Naptown.
Kentucky was called a Hoptown. For Hopkinsville. Yeah. All right, fair enough. So pretty much that, like, we could talk about the death and the funeral and everything after that, as far as Troy stepping up and anything else y'all want to talk about. So it's as far as kind of concluding it.
I'll let you guys, because I have a little sentimental word for the ending, but
okay. Ash, you want to go first?
I mean, that was kind of really all I had. With Woody, I still don't feel like he really stepped up really too much, but I mean, I have that in the later section. I mean, he did what he had, what he could, I guess, but I have some things. So, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say, to be honest.
For me, I really was just more on the lines of I was really more on the lines of just if this wasn't like biography, I really would have hated this as a story plot, because it was just like she did everything just to end up with this, and then now he's got to take on all of the weight, and I still didn't feel like it resonated properly. Maybe it was the acting choice, maybe it's how it was written, or maybe it was their interpretation of how they felt he received it in their real life, whoever the character is supposed to be based on. So I just didn't like it. I didn't like that whole thing. I feel like if y'all gonna loosely base it, I don't feel like she should have died, because it was a thing that it to me, it robbed the hope of this film, and that's why for me it's just not a replay. It doesn't have a lot of replay value, because it's just a hopeless film to me. Like it like, oh yeah, life goes on. Troy's gonna step up. She's gonna be there for her brothers and all that. But like, Troy was bullied the whole time by her brothers and living in a difficult situation and being the only girl, and then it's like when she got to step up and do her younger brother's hair and see her mom and all that. But it's like it's just such a, I don't know. It's like I'm not saying it needs a happy ending, but like, does it got to end like that? I'm gonna use a quote from Tony Soprano. I know every life is a gift, but does it have to be a pair of socks? And that's that. So I really didn't like that. I get if it's based on true events, that's probably close to how things happen, and I do get that. But like from a film standpoint, if you're gonna be loose about it, this is the liberty I feel like you should take, in my opinion, because this part made it just that much harder for me. It was like, oh no, I could never go back in this realm, because the payoff is not there. There's no payoff with this. There's no payoff. Nothing about this movie has a payoff. So, what are you gonna say, me, as far as your dissertation, your lasting thoughts on it, on the conclusion of the film?
Oh, it's crazy to me that you see it that way, because I just don't see it that way at all. Like, I mean, yes, Spike Lee's mother did pass of liver cancer in 1977, but he was already in college. So there could, it could be that this is based mostly off of his younger siblings. He was, I think he was in his first or second year of college at Morehouse when his mom passed away. But I think, to me, of course, it's a sad happening that their mother passed away. But again, that's life. This is not a fairy tale or some feel good film that's supposed to wrap everything up in a pretty bow. It's supposed to show a very real, true depiction of what life is like, or what life was like for his family and for him and for the people in his community at that time. And even though she passed, I still felt like there was so much joy in the continuation of her children and her husband's lives after she passed away. Because even when they had her sitting on the stoop speaking to Troy after she passed away, saying, "Ladybug, I'm so proud of you." And, it's devastatingly sad, because as a little girl in a house full of boys, having to grow up fast after your mother passes away, and now you have to take on this responsibility of your little brother, and you don't have anybody to do your hair anymore. You have, beautiful afro anyway, but still she was at peace with it. And I think all of them were at peace with it. It brought them closer together, her and her brothers closer together, her and Clinton, her and little Joe, who she kind of bullied because he was the only one younger than her. And now she took on, more of a motherly protective role over him. And then you see how the neighborhood just goes on, and it's about that, like about Brooklyn, and how everybody is just living their life. You have so many characters, like who I mentioned in the cast, and we didn't even talk about, because there's so much going on, so many moving pieces, but that's just life and community. And that's what happens. It's not always pretty. It's not always going to feel good. And it's not always going to be a happy ending. But I think that's kind of the point. And I think for me, uh, when it comes to this film and seeing how Spike Lee portrayed his family, and how much his mother's love of film sparked his interest in making films, and how my mom's love of film got me into, she was a cinephile, so I became a cinephile, and she introduced me to a lot of these epic films and classic films, and how we share that and they share that. I think it's just a beautiful way. Like, I think this film is a beautiful love letter from Spike Lee to his mother and to his family. And that's why I think it resonates with me. I feel like it's not for everybody, of course, but I think that it is such a beautiful way to tribute to his upbringing and his family. And, there was so much attention to detail paid. I think that is, to me, it's just a beautiful film in every way. I just really like it. It's
Well, my thing is, when does
and I've
Spike
seen
ever?
it a million times, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sat with it for a long time, and I've dissected it, and I've watched it, and I've replayed it many times. So I just have a more, you know.
Well, when does Spike ever give us a happy ending? What film? Because I get the realism, but it'd be nice from time to time to just say, hey, this ended on a positive note. Because even with this film, it's like, I do get what you're saying. I think you're making excellent points. But it's like, even if you had let her be around and then gave us a note card that told us that, hey, shortly after, because it's like, it just made me, my heart just went out to her so much. And it was just, and again, the hard part about it is, it's like when you do the loosely based, that's the challenge for me. It's like, pick a side. Are you going all the way or not? You know what I mean? If you're going to be in the middle, then you're taking liberties. Some things didn't happen, some things did. So then that's just a hard part for me. It was just like, that happened and it did exist, and that is a tragic thing for the Lee family. You know what I mean? But if you're going to take that, then give us some hopeful part that, like, maybe Woody got it together at some point and they do become a happy family, and then you get a note card somewhere down the road that says, hey, she later on passed or something. Just
what
because
makes you think they weren't a happy family?
She didn't seem happy to me.
I think that's the thing. Like, we want to see this, like, this. They were happy. They had a wonderful childhood, and their parents made sure they had a wonderful childhood. Maybe, yeah, she had struggles, but she was happy. She went out of the world loved, and yeah, it was a tragedy. But again, like, I guess, and it's okay to have a difference of perspective on that, because to be, I mean, I just don't need a happy ending, because I just, that's just not all
I don't
this.
need a happy ending, but I'm saying he never gives a happy ending.
And that's because maybe that's just how he sees the world. Maybe that's how he sees things.
Yeah, well, with that being said, character you relate to or identify with the most? Ash, I'm throw the ball in your court.
I went with Carolyn, of course, just being the ultimate mama bear, and she did the best she could to keep the household in line and keep a sense of structure going on. And so, yeah, shout out to Carolyn.
Mia.
This was tough because I didn't necessarily relate on a grand level to any character. And it's so crazy watching this now. Troy reminds me so much of my daughter. Even the way they look, my daughter kind of looks like her. But I said Troy. And even though I didn't have any brothers growing up, I don't have any brothers. I have 3 little sisters. I have older sister, but I always feel like I've felt since because I was 10 years old when my oldest little sister was born. And I have like that first daughter sense of responsibility towards my little sisters. And so I just felt, and also like I just knew, like I I could relate to her, like when she was in a weird environment, not wanting to be there with her cousins. Because I remember being that same kid who never wanted my parents to drop me off for the summer. I wanted to stay home. I related to a lot of her in that way, but there were ways that I related to Carolyn too. But these characters didn't necessarily. I didn't see me so much in them, as I just enjoyed them as characters.
Fair. Originally, I had Woody, but going through this review and just really letting it all marinate, there's no way.
Absolutely not.
It's probably the closest is probably Carolyn, just from the sense that if y'all go back to our Matrix review, if y'all really read between the lines of what I was saying, as far as like life and it was a really deep episode. Tying it back to Carolyn, it's this thing where you do everything you can to hold the family up, keep it together, but like seeing like what happened, it wasn't her, nothing she could have done. Like cancer comes and goes to whoever it sees fit, however it happens. But seeing it again, seeing it here in this film, it just brought it to a place where it's like, again, the same thing I felt in The Matrix is like, if you had known, maybe you would have done things differently, or you would have maybe taken some stock in some things that you generally were interested in, or generally fed your soul and makes you feel good from time to time, if you knew that things were going to be cut short, or at least shorter than your expectation. And so seeing that, like how hard she went, how consistent she was with her kids, and just like, this is what we doing. And again, I'm not as like on top of things as she is, but like when it comes to like driving my point and standing on business, you're going to eat these black eyed peas. That is absolutely me as a parent. And then at that point, when you throw up, all right, okay, then you don't eat black eyed peas. But at that point, anyways, Ash, get to Stepping, the character you could do without. You're on mute.
Quentin has to get the Stepping. He was terrible. He was way too rough with Troy. I didn't like it at all. He was all in her face. She like she was a dude, and he had her in a headlock even when she was verbally saying, "You're hurting me." He didn't care. He mushed her in the face. He said, "Next time I'll punch you in the face." Like, that was just too much for me. Like, and I got brothers, and again, everybody's different, but I didn't like that. That was way too rough to me. Like, I didn't like it at all. Didn't like it.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
That's that super 70s right there. Like,
yeah, he was way too rough.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like these people are my family. I love Clinton, but
until he punched Troy in the face.
But he ain't never do that.
I'm just saying, in the movie, you still punch her in the face, you ain't gonna look.
Troy OD. She did a lot. She spent his prize nickels and stole his Knicks tickets. She was doing a lot.
But that was after probably he had been picking with her, pushing around for years, bro. Like you could tell.
She blamed him for the fight between their parents that got their daddy.
Yeah.
But
I just don't think he warranted.
My sister done punched me before, my older sister, so
that's different though. Like, but I don't know with the boy girl thing.
That's crazy. Like, I'm gonna punch you is ridiculous.
Punch her though.
Yeah. Or maybe they kept that out the film. That's a liberty they took.
Loosely.
Exactly. So who you got, Mia?
I had somebody that we didn't even talk about. I had Tony Eyes, the neighbor who they were always beefing with because his dogs were funky and the kids were always throwing trash over there. Yeah. I just never I hate his character. He's like my least favorite character.
That's the extremity that I'd be talking about as far as the Spike Lee thing. It's just like you saw. Yeah. For me, I got the Huffers, the drug addicts. Yeah.
Nothing right here, man.
Super unnecessary. Like we don't need them at all. Like they don't move or change anything about the film.
Oh, I'm not mad at guys are blowing me right now.
What do you need what do you need the Huffers for? What do they serve?
In the 70s, you don't think there was crackheads and
there were, but
on the block?
It was, but it was disconjointed. It don't serve this film for what the story they're trying to tell.
It does, though. It's supposed to be what life was like in that neighborhood. It's not just you
You say it's these two dudes. It's like it feels so forced.
Yeah,
it's like
were there. That was a part of the neighborhood, the community. It wasn't all peaches and cream.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. It's just the okay, then put it. The execution wasn't there.
They terrorize the kids. They just are like side character. It was just like they were just there to terrorize.
It was Spike Lee and whoever the other dude. They was huffing in the bag or whatever. Yeah, but like I'm saying, like I'm not mad. I'm not mad at like okay, trying to paint the picture of Crooklyn, but it was just it felt so forced. It wasn't executed properly in my opinion. Like that's what the issue was. It's like these people do exist. Drug addicts, absolutely. It's Brooklyn. Like you know what time they on subways, they on blocks, they buy corner stores. It exists, but it's just the execution wasn't there, and it felt forced to me. And then at the end, she whack him over the head. It was just like, all right, like, But yeah, so for me, they can get to stepping.
Heard.
Ash, lines that deserve to be slime. Do you have any?
I didn't have any, but I got 3 just quick hits. This was from Woody. You gotta have music in life. Without music, life ain't worth living. And I believe that.
Deep.
One from Carolyn. This is a family. We're gonna eat together, we're gonna stay together, and we're gonna love each other. And then one more from Carolyn. Don't let nobody tell you you're less than anybody else. You hear me? That's
it. Mia.
I had a lot, but I'm just gonna say because
I'll go for it.
No. Because some of them are just like I'm realizing are probably just because of stuff that me and my family say to each other.
That's the point. Go for it. Like don't cut it short.
It just seems like out of place now. Like when Troy hollered, "Clinton window, time to eat," and Carolyn was like, "I could have done that," or "I ate 3 peas." And our personal favorite that we say to each other all the time. I ain't no punta. I'm Connie. I keeps my panties clean. That was RuPaul in the bodega because we didn't talk about that either.
Oh, that was him. Okay.
Yeah, that was Ru.
That was a crazy scene.
Saying Connie in the bodega.
I knew that was RuPaul.
I did not know that was him, bro.
Yes, that was young Ru.
Him, them, she, whoever, however y'all put it.
He.
Okay.
And then I can't even take a piss without 6 people hanging off my tits.
For real though.
Carolyn. After being called selfish, which was crazy.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
Call your brother and tell him come get your shit. We say that to each other a lot. That was one of the first things my niece ever said as a little kid, and it was hilarious. It's not. She was like 4. Like, call your brother, tell him come get your shit. I know it's bad, but it was funny.
Wow, this is like in the bloodline of the household.
Oh yeah,
that's fire though. That's fire.
It's like
that's fire though, for real.
I tell you, it's a rite of passage. Then it looks like it's gonna rain. That means my baby is in heaven.
Oh man. I don't have it written down, but it was the only one that I may have misquoted a little bit, but something about you flat-chested wench.
You're evil flat-chested wench.
Yeah, that line was pretty funny. But that's all I got. Things you would change about the movie or what you think they didn't get right, Ash.
Woody and his lack of character development. That was a big problem for me, even after Carolyn's death. And I think that was a part of the point, maybe his inability to grow and be more responsible, but then that kind of felt like it fell on Troy rather than Woody evolving. So I didn't like that. And then I didn't like Carolyn dying. To me, it came so abruptly. I didn't really get to prepare for it, but I guess obviously that's how it's supposed to be written. But it's not even that she died. Well, it is, but like, again, just we see Troy in the country and then we come back and Carolyn's in the bed. I mean, in a hospital bed sick. So it just, I don't know. I didn't like how it was presented.
The sequence.
Like it just felt like what? You know what I mean? So those were only 2 things.
Mia.
I don't have anything.
That tracks.
Stop.
I have a few things. Obviously, one of the most obvious things. Shout out to our big cousins, Culture Garden. When the movie's ratio skews the aspect, it's supposed to represent how strange or different it is being at her cousins versus being in Brooklyn. Let's keep it a bean. This was so cheap. This is cheap. Like, I get it at the time, you're trying to be artsy, but it was cheap. I feel like if you were going to take that approach, just change the color scheme. Like, change the color scheme, but the skew doesn't look good. And it's hard on the eyes. People going to theaters. I can't even imagine seeing this skew on a big screen. Like, just seeing it where I was watching it, it was already hard enough to watch. But seeing it on a theater skewed like that, I can't even imagine. So,
Oh,
little baby co-host.
I know our fourth host.
So yeah, that skew no good. And then also, this movie was a little too long. This should have been about an hour 20. Because the way they skipped over like that time frame of her death and everything, if you was gonna do that approach, then we could have cut this down. So the movie was a little too long, and that's all I got. Those two things.
It was a little long to me as well. I'm not gonna lie.
I disagree with all of your opinions and takes.
Of course. I mean, it holds weight, so you want every minute of this movie. You want everything it got. You know what I mean? And I got movies like that too, so I understand.
Flawless film, and
you got good and dang. It's not without flaw though. Come on,
it's flawless. Mama C's gonna tear you up. She's gonna tear you up.
No matter whatever film any of us pick, there's no movie without flaw. Like
it's flawless film.
Ash,
I have her bias. It's
more of the story he'll pick.
Who, me?
Yes.
Family unity and love can carry you through hardship, and we do the best we can.
Okay. Mia.
I said, cherish your family, cherish your loved ones.
For me, moral story. You set aside some things for yourself. Carolyn was such a strong figure in this movie for me. I'm still gonna be thinking about Carolyn when this is over. Shout out to Spike and his sister for collaborating on this film. I'm still gonna be thinking about Carolyn, but like, set aside some things for yourself. She put everything on the line for her husband, for her kids. But I don't know how much time. I mean, the film only gives you so much, but set aside some things for yourself that make you happy and bring joy to you in between being disciplinary, being romantic, being a provider, all the things she did. So set aside something for yourself. Don't get so caught up in the sauce that you don't set aside something for yourself. I say that to any parent, anybody that's a parent out there, set something aside for yourself that makes you happy and be consistent. That's what this podcast has served for me. This is just one of the many things. So, with that being said, is there anything else before we conclude this? Any note, any scene, anything that you want to drop? Just quick hit before we get out of here. I'll make sure we don't miss anything.
Shout out to my mama. But basically just this, there's so much that I didn't get to talk about just because there's a lot that happens in the film. But I do think that seeing it multiple times, of like having sat with it for like 20 years, 30. Jesus Christ, wait a minute. How old am I?
Jeez.
30 years. Having sat with this film for 30 years. Lord have mercy. Of course, my perspective is going to be different than someone who just saw it for the first time. Mm-hmm. So, you guys did have some interesting takes that I have to like put my love aside to listen to. But no, there's a lot to take away from this film. I still recommend anybody who hasn't seen it to watch it anyway. And, just keep in mind that it's a Spike Lee film and he has his way of doing things, and it is an acquired taste if you're not like all like because Spike films are not always gonna sit right with everybody, but I do recommend watching it, especially if you like music. The soundtrack is crazy, phenomenal, and the placement of music in the film is great. You know, yeah.
Not to the placement.
Yeah, I would prescribe it to. I would subscribe it to. I agree. Like, this is a good movie. Like, I don't. This nothing about this review for me is saying this is a bad movie. I'm just saying for me personally, just if I'm going Spike Lee films, there's films that I rewatch. This is this serves as a great first watch for me, but it's about what I look for in films. You know what I mean? Like what you look for me or what Ash looks for, or the listeners look for, it may be different. So for me, this is a very unique first watch for me. A second watch may be totally different. So I would tell anybody that's listening, go watch it. Like, check it out. Listen to our review. Listen to our big cousins, the Culture Guard. Listen to anybody that has talked about this film. Listen to Spike Lee's interviews. You know what I mean? Absolutely. All that. So that's all I have as far as that goes. So with that being said, the next pick is on me. There's an interesting concept. This is a dealer's choice rotation. However, this was a really interesting thing that there's a theme that's happening, even though we didn't pick a theme. This is just our personal choices. So what I noticed with Ash's film and what I noticed with Mia's film is there's this real home feel to it with The Good Son and with Crooklyn. I said, wow, what are the odds that they pick these films that are really home-based, really built around setting? So with that being said, we talked about a film last year, around the end of the year, about one of our favorite people from the 90s. And we loved him so much. He did an excellent job as a he wasn't a lead, but he was like a supporting actor, and loved him so much. And also, ironically enough, both him and another guy was in the same movie. They were in the movie Jingle All the Way. So to give y'all a little more reveal. So with that being said, the next film that we're going to do is my pick, and I'm going to do the 1995 film House Guest.
Oh my God.
House Guest with Sinbad. I mean, I love Sinbad, and Phil Hartman, rest in peace, Phil Hartman, which also played in, Jingle All the Way. So House Guest, this movie is fried for sure.
I love this movie. It's another deep cut that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. So this is going to be fun.
Yes, absolutely. Like this movie is fried. Just to give y'all a little bit of a premise, Sinbad's character owes some money to the mob somehow, gambling or something like that. And he ends up running away from them, getting to the airport, and Phil Hartman and his family, they're looking for an old college buddy, and he realizes that he don't remember how he looks. And so he's like, oh yeah, I'm your buddy. And then from that point, it's a roller coaster ride, bro. And so we love Sinbad so much. I just love seeing him on camera, his smile, his charisma. And I think we're going to have fun with this. And I wanted to get something in there that had a little bit of a comedic feel. I think it gives us all, trying to bring it full circle for everything that we're doing before we get into our, obviously, Scary Hours month, because we're definitely about to get into that. And Mia is, as she said, it's too hyped over here.
I'm so scared.
My time.
Horror girly. And we didn't start in October. We started at the end of October. So Halloween was already kind of passing or whatever. So this is our first time being able to get into that. So with that being said, I got to give us a little comedic before we get real serious. Or maybe we get comedy Halloween. Who knows? So with that being said, y'all go ahead, check out House Guest, the 1995 film. Y'all check in with us. The review be coming out obviously next week. But everything, we appreciate y'all for listening, checking us out as we always do. reach out, childishgrownups3 at gmail.com, or our Instagram, The Childish Grown Up Show, or YouTube, or Apple Reviews. Ladies, wonderful job as always. Listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. Peace out.